Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Based on the time you're watching this video, this is Yogesh Agiwal from Crossover Leadership Journeys. It's a pleasure for me to record the second video on leadership, learning leadership from music. And thank you so much for all the responses you have got. I think I saw that one of my very close friend and he has written actually an article based on the music, leadership from music. In his article on LinkedIn, he said that he could never imagine that we could actually draw so many leadership, sessions from the video of Shreya Ghoshal. And that was like the first video was my experiment, and I think it has gone very well. I think people have loved it, and especially the people who love music, they have gone gaga on this. Yeah. So with this, today's video is again in the same series. So you would have seen in Berkeley, Shreya Ghoshal has given tremendous, input to the students who are singing, and this is called as the master class. And there are five in the series, and I have not picked all of them, but I picked up. This is the second one I thought would be very very helpful. And this is the month of July, and typically this is a time when we all do appraisals. Managers do appraisal, and I think this video could be very useful from that perspective. That appraisal is generally should be a opportunity for you to give good feedback to your reportee so that he can develop very well for next year. But in general, if you see, I think most people are in other words, scared of appraisal. They just want to somehow finish it off. And I think in this video, there is tremendous learning for managers. And as always, I always request you to bring your notepad, bring your pen, and if possible, watch it with your families. If you have got children, I think let them learn this whole art of giving feedback and developing people. And in this video, this is amazing, how Shreya Ghoshal, while on one hand, she is actually appreciating that the student is trying to learn his style, her style. But then she says that I think everybody has their own style, and one should not forget that and create, whatever value or uniqueness from your own uniqueness, and no need to really copy that, which is just amazing. And not only that, you should see the way Shreya Ghoshal goes into minutest detail of really looking at the student and giving her the feedback. Now, if you're a manager, it's so easy for you because you're actually observing the reportee the entire year. But for Shreya Ghoshal, she may be just observing in that stage or maybe one or two rounds before that. But see the way she very beautifully goes into depth and detail. And every time she gives the feedback, this is so amazing that she, brings out the qualities of the reportee while giving the feedback. So the reportee is not at all, depressed that she's not able to perform, but on whatever quality she has, Shreya encourages to build on that quality. Yeah, so whether you're an IT manager or you're building any other projects, I think you can learn tremendously from that. That how can you create uniqueness of your reportees and develop them? And imagine if you were to develop all of these people in this same style that Shreya does, I think the organization can become so competitive. And with this COVID times, I think we have to really become competitive, become much more than what we were in before. So I know you guys must be waiting to listen to Shreya Ghoshal. And you would have also noticed today that I have set up the stage even before we start, because in the previous video I had I was just talking myself and then going back on the stage and then coming back. Now this is a fantastic setup, so you can see that I put the stage right there, and I will play this and I'm going to watch along with you. So it's not going to be me going back, so let me put this on. Get your notepad, get your pen ready, and very minutely write down. Yeah. And one more thing is that don't try to right now compare yourself with an ideal manager, because then you get into this self pity mode, and there is no learning that's going to happen. And I'm a firm believer of giving positive feedback every time, so that people learn from positivity. In fact, I was reading this recent HBR edition, and there was this experiment on positive feedback. So I think all over the research says the same thing. So with this, let me put the video on. This is, I think, about 10 minutes video. So I'm going to not stop in between. I'm going to let the video completely play, because it's not a very long video. And then once we have done that, I will share my debrief point. But I think there may be much more than what I have shared. But you can take a look at your own debrief point, and together we will learn. And as always, I think share your comments in the comment section, so that not only you learn from me and from from this video, but I think you should learn from each other. So all of us should share our views, and collectively we can become better and better with every such video. Yeah. So let me play the video for you and enjoy the music.
पियू बोले पिया बोले क्या ये बोले जानू ना जिया डोले हाले हाले क्यों ये डोले जानू ना दिल की जो बातें हैं बातें जो दिल की है दिल ही में रखना पिया लब तो ना खोलूं मैं खोलूं ना लब तो पर आँखों से सब कह दिया पियू बोले पिया बोले क्या ये बोले जानू ना जिया डोले हाले हाले क्यों ये डोले जानू ना एक नदी से मैंने पूछा ठला के चल दे कहाँ दूर है तेरे पी का घर है पल खा के चल दे कहाँ थोड़ा वो घबराई थोड़ा सा शर्माई उछली यहाँ से वहाँ सागर से मिलने का उसका जो सपना था मेरी ही तरह पिया पियू बोले पिया बोले क्या ये बोले जानू ना जिया डोले हाले हाले क्यों ये डोले जानू ना क्यों ये डोले जानू ना
For Avanti, I'd love if we can workshop this a little bit right off the bat, to talk about maybe, of course, tone and characterization and expression, and maybe we could try a little bit back and forth.
You know what? I like the fact that you were not really trying to imitate the way I have sung the song. You understand that you have a different texture of voice. You have a different style of singing. So, knowing that you have a different voice and a different way of interpretation of the song, you can take it the liberty of doing it differently. So, although in this film, this was set in the period, it was back in the older era, so it had to be sung in that certain way, because she was, very Indian, and Lolita and that Parinita. But if I were to hear you sing this song as a fresh composition, not in part of that film, you can do a great job at that. So understand your texture, your tone, and modify the song in your way. And if at all you need to you take a scale, you should pick according to your voice. I mean, if you feel that you can sound better if you had taken a bit low, why not? You know. So, and you were doing some expressions which were quite interesting actually that way, but you need to just polish that a little bit more. It's so it sounds a more little professional, and whatever you're doing should sound as if you've thought of it and you are doing it. So I feel that that way you can really utilize your vocals, which are different. It's not, that patla voice, that typical Indian uh, thin voice. You have a nice bassy voice, do it that way. Another thing I would just say that dil ki jo baatein, don't unless needed, don't use that extra nasal uh, tone, because it is not how it's pronounced. Dil ki jo baatein, te में बिंदी है. So that nasal thing has to come only in te, not ba. बातें हैं. दिल में ही रखना पिया. It's all like that from the throat or from within.
Could we try that section?
दिल की जो बातें हैं, बातें जो दिल की हैं. Yeah. Do you want to take it a little down?
We can do that.
Huh? And also dil ki jo. What are you doing is da ra ra ta ra ra ta ra ra. Don't do it. It's not needed. Try it as if it's now a fresh song. Don't think about how I have sung.
Okay.
Say I'm the composer and I've given you this tune. La 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 la. Now this is your song. Now interpret it.
Okay.
So
Is it a different pitch?
just maybe yeah. दिल की जो बातें हैं, बातें जो दिल की है, दिल ही में रखना पिया. Yeah, but don't try that, because that's not your style, from what I understand. If you're comfortable in a very Western way of singing, try even those inflections. If it's okay, I mean, whatever is your genre, you can do that,
Basically using the words and coloring it in your own way. Imagine it was a different character, or it's you.
Maybe she's Parinita, but today is modern 2017 Parinita. She's wearing a leather jacket,
Awesome.
and singing it for her lover, and she's say, it's okay, sing it. दिल की जो बातें हैं, बातें जो दिल की
Superb.
है, दिल ही में रखना पिया. लब तो ना खोलूं मैं, खोलूं ना लब तो, पर आंखों से सब कह दिया. पियू बोले, पिया बोले, क्या ये बोले जानू ना. जिया डोले, हाले हाले. See, it's already on the way, and even Annette feels that you can let it go a little bit more. Just let loose. I'm still thinking that you're thinking it's my song. Forget that song. If it's tough to do that, I know, to forget, unlearn. But you gotta like, दिल की जो बातें हैं तारा. I mean, she would do it better. I don't really know that way of singing. But I guess if you were to sing it, you would sing it like how you know how she sings. So why don't you
Awesome.
I guess
It's actually a very Western kind of a tune.
it could be a melody for anywhere. I mean, one of the things that, and I pick this up from Shreya ji all the time, is also the use of vibrato or not or straight tone. Bolero, bolero, da da do, do, da do,
That's it. Yeah.
That's exactly like this suddenly sounds like a European song to
Yeah.
me, and it sounds beautiful. Wow, it's actually we should do one version of it. It's beautiful. See, so we can take any melody and turn it around in our way, the way I would like to express.
Yeah.
It can take any route. It can be an Indian route, it can be a jazz route, or any form of music sounds beautiful. Just just out of the mind, like we were practicing for some of our songs for tomorrow, and we have taken one of the you were there, Anand. Laith is one of our very talented musicians, right? And we were just doing a song from the yesteryears of Ladaji, and he did his very Middle Eastern style of playing on it, and it blew my mind away. I mean, it's so nice to hear the same melody in a different approach, and it works most of the times because it's the notes are universal. It can be taken into any part of the world can make it its own, and it still sounds gorgeous. So I feel that you need to find your individuality and add your color to any song.
Thank you so much.
I know most of you must be just lost with this thing. I think let me put this off, and I think it was so amazing to see this. The way I think Shreya gave the feedback was just so amazing. I mean, imagine if if we were to look at every reportee's uh, skill and his individuality, and constantly Shreya ji was trying to bring that out so beautifully. And at any moment in the you know in the feedback, I saw that there was nothing that the reportee would feel offended about. And also one more thing I saw, that at some point Shreya Ghoshal tried to get the compare also involved. So imagine now in corporate world, I have been working many years before I started crossover leadership journeys. And generally, my observation has been that when two managers meet, especially during appraisal time, I think the discussion is about how can I find certain fault so that I can't give him the required hike, or things like that, which is sad. And I think I know that there are certain pressures from all sides, that you don't have enough kitty, you don't have enough money. I can understand that, but I think in long run, I think or you as a manager who would be remembered for many years, I think you have to fight that traditional approach of putting people down and really encouraging people to really get the best out of them. And if you attended any of my session, I always recommend that you should read books. And I think two things that will change your life is the people you meet and the books you read. And keeping people motivated and unleashing their potential is one of the best thing a manager could do. And in this video, I think Shreya ji has beautifully demonstrated. So I would urge all of you to share this video with as many managers as possible, because many a times I think these are very nice ways to learn. And you saw a very nice setup I have done today. So it's a side by side thing, so I've got the video so I can sit with you and watch together. So it's almost, although we are not together, but you can feel as if I'm with you together. Yeah. So watch this again if you like, and draw upon your own action plan as to how are you going to take this in implementation. And if you've got maybe 4 reportee or 5 reportee, just start thinking about them. What is unique about each one of them, and how am I going to unleash their uniqueness that will create value for the customer or for the product that you're working. Yeah. So Thank you so much for listening. And as always, put in your comments on what have you thought about this particular video. I'm also going to, I mean, this series is just not leadership from music, but I would say leadership from art. So I'm going to also, I was watching this movie, Bajirao Mastani, and some of the scenes are very awesome for leadership. So I'm just planning to shoot my next Saturday the video on Bajirao Mastani. So you will see that one video on Bajirao Mastani and leadership from that. Let's see how it comes out. I'm trying it for the first time, but I think music is all set. I think you guys loved the first episode, and this is the second episode. And I think I have, and Shreya Ghoshal, I think, is an awesome singer and a thinker and a communicator. So I've been watching a couple of more interviews of her. So I'm going to do at least two more videos on Shreya Ghoshal and learn quite a bit from her videos and her performances. Yeah. So till we meet again, wish you good luck in building your leadership development. And in case you don't know, we are running this program called Emerging Leaders Program. It's runs every 2 months. We launch a batch, so you can look it up on LinkedIn on Crossover Leadership Journeys LinkedIn page, and you can find the details. So the idea is also create as many innovative ways of learning and take it to the participant. So thank you so much for watching, and I see you again. Thank you. Bye bye.